Hey everybody, this is Joseph and this is the New Age Mystic. And on today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, but we're still going to speak, right? So today we have ourselves a story time today for all the kids out there that still need to learn, right? So stay tuned and get educated, please. So today we're going to talk about Joseph, my favorite character from the Bible. We're going to talk about the power of his spiritual gifts and his unwavering integrity throughout his whole journey. So Joseph was the dreamer, and he had quite the destiny, as he was very favored by God. Now, in the grand weave of destiny, right, few figures shine as brightly as Joseph, the son of Jacob. You see, he was a boy born with dreams, gifted with visions, and blessed with favor, yet hated for the very light that made him extraordinary. Here stands a man who was betrayed, sold, enslaved, imprisoned, and framed. Yet he never wavered, never yielded, never surrendered his divine gifts to the darkness of resentment. Now you see, his story is not just one of suffering and triumph. It is a testament to the power of spiritual gifts, the necessity of resilience, and the unshakable truth that what is meant for harm can be transformed into destiny's highest calling. The jealousy of the gifted. When it came to Joseph, there was a burden of being chosen. So Joseph's brothers did not despise him because he was wicked. No. They despised him because he was chosen. Because he dreamed beyond their understanding. Because the divine favored him. And his very presence was a reminder of their own limitations. Understand this. When you walk with the favor of the Most High, when you carry spiritual gifts that surpass the ordinary, jealousy will follow like a shadow. You see, people do not envy mediocrity. They envy excellence. And Joseph was excellence. And so the brothers, blinded by their envy, plotted against their own brother. They sold him into slavery, stripping him of his coat, but never his calling. And here's where the lesson begins. You see, Joseph was cast into darkness, but the light within him did not dim. You see, he did not weep for what was taken. He worked with what remained. And that is the mark of the truly gifted, the ability to transform adversity into opportunity. So from the time he was enslaved to the time he became a steward. So the power of the spiritual gifts within those dark places that he was sent to, right? He was dragged into Egypt, right? Joseph found himself a slave in the house of Potiphar, right? Yet even in bondage, his gifts flourished. You see, he had a spirit of excellence, a divine wisdom that turned even his servitude into leadership. You see, he managed Potiphar's estate with such skill that he was placed over all things. Why, you ask? Because true power is not in position, but in presence. You may be thrown into the lowest valley, but if the divine is with you, even the valley will become a mountaintop. But understand this, with greatness comes temptation. You see, Potiphar's wife saw Joseph's beauty and favor, and she desired to claim what was not hers. So you see, she pursued him, tempted him, tried to seduce him into sin. But Joseph, knowing that spiritual gifts are not to be squandered, stood firm. So you see, He refused. He chose honor over desire, dignity over fleeting pleasures. And what exactly was his reward for righteousness? It was lies, false accusations, and betrayal. So the price Joseph had to pay for his integrity when he was framed and forgotten. You see, Potiphar's wife, enraged by rejection, twisted truth into treachery. You see, she framed Joseph, turning his purity into perceived crime. He was cast into prison, abandoned and shackled. And here many would have given up. Many would have let bitterness rot the heart. But Joseph, he did what the truly great do. He kept using his gifts. You see, he interpreted dreams. Even in his lowest state, he served others with his wisdom, even in chains that shackled him and held him down. Because the truly powerful do not wait for freedom to be great. They are great in every circumstance. Now, Joseph's elevation through divine timing. See, the power of patience and faith. Patience is the number one virtue for the divine. And what do they have? Nothing but time. You see, it took years, but Joseph's gifts made a way for him. You see, Pharaoh himself had a dream. He was puzzled, confused. One that no man could interpret until Joseph. You listening? And with the same divine wisdom that had been his since childhood, Joseph revealed the hidden meaning. You see, he predicted 7 years of plenty abundance and 7 years of famine. It was a prophecy that would save an entire nation. And in a moment, the prisoner became the prime minister because the Pharaoh acknowledged him. The slave became the ruler. The betrayed became the savior. But do you see the true power here? Joseph did not use his gifts for revenge. He did not rise to power and punish his brothers. No, he used his position to save them, to restore them, to teach them what true greatness looks like. You see, Joseph understood that his suffering had a purpose that was meant for evil. God turned for good. Now, within Joseph's legacy of being gifted, his life was a testament to the power of spiritual gifts, the necessity of resilience, and the reward of integrity. Now, I want to let you know that you will be envied for your gifts. You will be tested for your faith. You will be tempted to forsake your values. You may be framed, lied on, cast out, and forgotten. But if you remain steadfast, if you use your gifts, even in the darkness, if you hold to your divine calling, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, can stop your rise. Now you see, because the truly gifted are never defined by their trials. They are refined by them. And when the time is right, destiny will call your name. Like Joseph, rise.